Streaming. Let's do this. Boy. Pop out the chat, yo. Pop out that chat, yo. Alright, welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today we have the after show for Fear the Walking Dead Season 3, the Season 3 finale. Now, I'm setting up the live chat. This is for later in the video. If you're new here, the way this works is I'm going to dive right into my old-fashioned, it's just like the old reviews. Instead, I'm recording it live. But it's the same thing because I used to do them in one take. Anyway, this is my first impression review, and I will leave on the screen the comments. However, we will not go into the comments until I'm done with the first impression review segment. We're going to do that first. If you do not want to participate in the live stream after the review, you're more than welcome to giddy up out of here. But the rest of us who do want to stay, I'm going to go into the comments and we're going to discuss this episode. Now, and again, too, for everyone who wants to participate in the live chat, we don't do it during the first impression review portion, so I'm not ignoring you. This is the structure. Right here, 10 minutes, I talk about it. I don't answer comments. After that, we dive right into the comments. Let's go into my overall thoughts because this is going to be a rough one. You guys know I have not been having a lot of fun with Fear the Walking Dead. However, this episode had some stuff that I did like. Where did that damn chat go? This episode had some stuff that I did like in it. With that being said, there is also some stuff that frustrated me. So it's a rough one. I feel like overall for me this is good. There's one moment in particular where I was just like, that is just so silly and stupid, and unfortunately it was the very end of the finale, so that ending left a bitter taste in my mouth. However, I found myself wanting to see what happens. So, like, I'm a single parent, so I'm dealing with my daughter. I was getting her in bed late, so we're doing her bath and all this stuff, and I'm trying to struggle to make sure I'm there in time for during commercial breaks, because I would go and get her a drink or set something up on a laptop, set her up with some music so she could fall asleep too. But I wanted to make sure I was watching it. In a lot of the other episodes this season, I could care less if I'm 30 seconds late, you know, a minute late coming back from commercial. So these two episodes, I'm going to count them all as one. These two episodes really held my interest as far as making me want to come back. Now, first thing I wrote down was the disgusting, the adrenaline gland. That was just gross as hell. Now I kind of feel like that was a little just thrown in there just to get Troy and Nick. So, yeah, it's just piecing the story together to give people an example or a reason to go different places. So it was like, whatever. Cliff Curtis, the surprise was kind of ruined because I peeped his credit and it said part 2. I thought that was kind of odd. Yeah, I do like that better. It did seem like instead of having one episode and then they go right into the next episode and they do the whole end it and then start another one. You remember they did that last time? And they did it when Madison was chasing, I was going to say Rosita. That's racist. When Madison was chasing Ophelia and she's running away, and then the episode ended and they ran the credits and shit. And I was like, wow, that's amateur as fuck, you know? I'm loving that they didn't do that this time. If they did it, I missed it. But it went right into like a Christmas dream sequence, which, no, I did not like. They could have cut that out altogether. Walking Dead already did a dream sequence. There's so much that both shows have already done. Just drop it. So, in the world, in this world, oh yeah, when Madison was talking to Strand about the kids leaving and Madison not being chill about it, I liked her response. She's like, in a world like this, you got to be crazy. I'm not going to be okay with my kids leaving. And I was like, yes, Madison, exactly. That's dumb, stupid, or ridiculous that your kids would just bounce like that. And you shouldn't accept it or be happy or even, yeah, you shouldn't accept it, period. The what moment where Alicia and Discount Michonne got that car accident, you think that would be where the girl broke her leg, but it's not. She jumps out and the guy hits her with a board. Man, I did not realize he hit her so hard her bone snapped. That was vicious. You know, thinking back now, I'm like, man, imagine if her bone got like a fracture in the car accident and she was like, ah, that hurts, but she's beast mode, but her leg, she's limping, it's done. And then the guy comes around and just so happens to hit her on that spot because she's limping. He's like, oh, bitch is limping. And then the leg snapped. Oh, man. Little adjustments like that, I feel like could have done so much more. I would have respected that chick. Does it matter now? She's probably dead, right? I would have respected that chick a ton. I watched for a while. If am I doing... I think you got that wrong, Alan. Alan has a super chat, but I can't read that. I think there's a... we'll get to super chats in a second. I think there's a typo there. Anyway... So, Walker leaving, doing the handshake. Immediately as he was leaving, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. He's going to come back right at the end and save it. That was extremely predictable. Madison being so cool that... this is tricky, too, because I get it. I get the bond between Madison and Walker, but they had Walker as the guy who killed Travis. I like Walker. I want Walker to come back for the next season, but I'm still not okay with Madison being totally cool that Walker's a massive dick for killing an innocent person, you know? Anyhow, Troy, yeah, his death was weird, and I think his death is like a lot of the deaths, Troy, Ophelia. On one hand, I kind of do like how it kind of feels out of nowhere, but the only problem is it's out of nowhere, except for Ophelia. I really felt like she was someone who should have continued on. But Troy, that just felt like it was out of nowhere with a weaker character. Like, it's he is interesting. He's been in it for this entire season pretty much. But I don't know. There's just something about the deaths. I know when you pad the deaths, sometimes they can seem way predictable, like when you're setting it up. But there was something about this. Like, Nick almost faced being tortured so he can continue this lie that Troy didn't do it. He blames Jake as the one who brought the herd. And then when Madison cracks Troy, Nick is just kind of like, oh, damn, bitch. You know, you thought it would, I don't know, give something, anything, just something. So that death was kind of like, and I did enjoy that character. I was interested in that character. In no way did I want him to become a good guy or redeem himself. This is a character you're interested in because he's twisted. However, it just felt like a weak death, especially since she kept cutting him slack. And I will admit, yes, you can read it as she kept cutting him slack, and this was finally the last straw. If you read it as that, as you're watching it, I totally understand. I'm just saying it didn't work all that well with me in particular. So it's one of those, I'm 50-50 with it. If you didn't like it, I get your point. If you liked it, I also get your point. Now, with Daniel, I wrote nice, brutal. Oh, yeah, when he got shot in the face. Now, I like Daniel. I don't want him to die. I think if he dies, it's just one more reason not to tune into the next season. Because you got to keep, a good solid amount of your cast that you really care about. And since a lot of fans are having problems connecting with these characters, it's just not smart to start clipping them all. But Daniel is a beast. And I did have a little issue with how he got popped, and then he turns around and he just is beast mode on 3 guys. I kind of felt like once him and Strand kind of got into the scuffle, I was thinking, oh, Strand is going to be the one to get it and be wounded, severely, and then whatever. And I kind of felt like just for the convenience of telling the story the way they wanted to, Daniel ended up getting the unlucky moment where they got shot in the face. If you want to say that Strand, because it does look like Strand is a little bit bigger than him, taller-wise. He's got the coat on. I totally forget at this. He's wearing the coat for so long. I forget. He might have a little bit of size and just straight out-muscled him. That's all right. That's all right. I did notice Proctor John wanted Alicia to go to Houston. I wrote that down because I honestly thought they were going to separate the group again at the end of this. Well, they did, but I thought they were going to have Alicia go with him. Anyhow, what was this? Kill Nick because of Troy? What did that mean? Waiting to death, no emotions. Yeah, kill Nick. Oh, okay. Proctor John wanted to kill Nick because of what Troy did. And then he had to kill Alicia because he could never trust Alicia again for killing her brother. All right, plain and simple. Then he was going to let the mom watch for whatever reason. I guess let her go or kill her at the end. I don't know. I felt like he was going to let her go at the end. But here's how it breaks down. I feel like these characters could just be like, listen, Proctor John, we don't want anything to do with you. We're not here to stop you. We're not here in the war. And they're not. This is a place where they were trying to trade. Something bad happened. They just ended up at the dam, and then Nick hears his mom's in trouble and goes to tell her, let's leave, you're in trouble. I just feel like, even though Proctor John, you could say he would have just killed him anyway, probably would have, but, like, listen, dude, I'm not even there for that. I don't know. Again, I would have felt better about the scene if they said that and pled their case realistically instead of seeming like they're with the damn people. And Proctor John anyway just said, I don't care. I'm going to kill you anyway. You know, I would have felt better about that. Because think about this again. Proctor John only wanted to kill Nick because Troy was the one questioning what they were going to do. And then ask why Proctor John didn't kill his own people. And this is what I have a big problem with. Proctor John's own people told everyone who came around asking what they were going to do. They did not know Nick from any other random stranger. He just got, not Nick, Troy. Troy came up and Proctor John's people told them the plans. His own people should be on that firing squad. That was a hard pill to swallow. I thought that was just dumb. Just a huge plot hole, because if this was so serious that you're not supposed to tell, his people would never have said anything to a stranger to begin with. The walking to the death on the bridge, I did think this was a very tense situation. I love this. I was worried that they were going to put the characters into a situation where it was certain death, and boom, they escape it. They ended up doing that. The CW is a channel that does that horribly. Every single character faces, like, the 100. Alicia's from the 100. And a lot of people told me, hey, it's kind of apocalyptic, check it out. And that was actually the main reason why I stopped watching it. I can't watch a show with false tension. I can't do it. It's like nails on a chalkboard. And when you watch that show, everyone faces certain death. And then they get out of it, you know, in the most ridiculous ways. So they're walking to their death. And I'm loving this moment because I'm actually feeling like they're in trouble. Like, they're legit. For the first time in probably the entire Fear the Walking Dead series, I feel like they're in trouble. And I'm enjoying the shit out of this moment. I love it. However, the emotional action, the scene, they're walking to their death, and it looks like they just got scolded and they're being sent to the corner. You know what I mean? Go watch that scene again. That is not the face of three people who are being walked to their death. And they're a little bit hardened at this point in time, so I don't really expect them to be like just a ball of mush. But I do expect them to just kind of be like, this can't be how it ends. Are you shitting me? Or nervous or scared or just hesitant. I don't know, just something. And it was not there. Lacked total emotion for that. We got the detonate and then a commercial. I wrote that down just because they have this scene, and with making shows, you have to write the commercials in there. They don't just randomly, oh, I think we're going to put a commercial here. They structure it. There's a way to structure TV show episodes for commercials. And I'm sure every now and then they edit it around commercials, but they have a pretty good idea when they go into this, and when they film it, they have a really good idea where they're putting the commercials. However, they built up a nice, fantastic scene after just coming back from a commercial. And I don't mind that they're commercials. That's just something you got to put up with getting it on TV. What I'm saying is they know you just came back from commercial. You have this tiny scene, you know. You build up the tension, and it's at this is a great moment. And then, boom, they interject a commercial. I thought that was a really shitty idea. Dinner's dream sequence, we're not going to go into this much with the Christmas shit. Ugh, I just wanted to throw up. And again, this is an example, not a comparison. The Walking Dead did it, you know. And again, not a comparison. Not saying they did it better or worse, but they did it. Clearly, it's already been done. You drug this out, and okay, she was drowning or whatever. We'll get to that in a second. But no, stop doing shit the other show already did. It's just unnecessary. Just completely unnecessary. And it just, at the end of it, felt like filler. A complete and total waste of time. After a while, I think in the very first time they showed the dream sequence, when she was talking to Lucy, holding the baby, you can hear the water muddling. So you know she's drowning, Nick's drowning, someone's drowning. Total giveaway. What kind of bullshit is that? Wait till the last moment and then do the muddling, drowning scene. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a big spoiler. It was just they showed their hand too early. Let me know if you guys thought that, because the moment I heard the muddling, I'm like, oh, here we freaking go. What do we have? Daniel's a badass. Yeah, I like that little John Wick scene. Love it. I'm a big fan of Daniel. I love the charisma from the actor. Wanted a little bit more too. I wanted him to do a little beast mode. We got a little bit. Let me bring this up because I skipped it though. The war, when they attacked the dam, that little mini skirmish, hated it. I don't know what the hell they're doing with their camera angles, but it's just sloppy. It just feels sloppy. Nothing feels like polished and concentrated. It feels like we didn't have time to rehearse this, so you aim your guns at the bad guy and we'll just shake the camera, and the audience will be like, oh, this got to be exciting. They're shaking the camera. And I don't know anymore. It's just, it pulls me out of it with that. Bad CGI. Hold on, because there was some fantastic CGI. It gets a little tricky on TV. I don't know if your connection does the same thing mine does, but for some reason with digital, we got a high definition channel. We got a big, like, our internet is solid. It's really good. It's not the best. It's not like Google Fiber, but it's really good in this apartment. However, all the time on AMC, the high definition channel, you get those little glitches, or not glitches, but the pixelated blocks. Even though there's no storms, I'm not running any other internet. I'm watching TV. And the channel still, the high definition channel still looks pixelated like that. It just doesn't make any sense. So from what I can tell, the CGI with the explosion and the dam looked fantastic. Up until the one moment where the raft went in, and then they showed this flow of water. Now, I don't know if it was altogether the pixelated stuff that happens every now and then, but the water coming in just looked terrible. Now, if I rewatch it and it was the fact that the service did something where it was pixelated, I will take that back about the CGI. But I do feel like a lot of the CGI for the damn part was great. It didn't pull me out of the story. It was just that one moment where they showed the water gushing out, and the water looked kind of like PS3 graphics wise. All right, so Travis at the very end, I don't give a shit. I was disgusted at this. I like Travis. I'm glad he came back and filmed this type of scene, and I like what they were going for. I think their heart was in the right place with she's near death, drowning. Travis is pulling her out of the grave in her dream hallucination, and she gets sucked back under, and she's back in a real world. I kind of associate this with the zombie that got hit by lightning. I hated that scene. I still hate that scene. I think it's utter ridiculous. And then this is all the same. Ripped me right out of the moment. And again, too, this is a positive thing. The show built up a moment for me where I was enjoying it for the most part. With the biggest con is the fact that I haven't been enjoying it or enjoying the characters for this whole season. I've admitted it repeatedly. It's just not my cup of tea. The direction they're going, the writing team, and the directing, the editing, the product that they're putting together, it's just not there for me, and it's not gripping me. Therefore, since it hasn't, I'm not getting a lot. I'm not getting a lot of rewards, a lot of satisfaction, a lot of enjoyment, especially when there's a good episode like the season finale. I thought it was good. If I could put a rating on it, it's good. I want to clarify that because we do go into the bad stuff in detail on this channel, because if I feel like you guys deserve a reason why I'm criticizing something, you know? And then we kind of breeze over some of the good stuff because obviously, yeah, if that was good for this, and this, it's just easier to explain. Anyhow, yeah, the Travis scene, she's underwater, drowning, and I couldn't buy it. It was like jumping a shark. You're knocked out and you're having this moment, but you're still holding your breath. I even looked it up immediately after. And with 10 seconds of research, it's like, no. You're not going to hold your breath underwater. There's this thing about being cold and your body will not breathe. That's a discussion for another day. Yeah, Travis was pulling her to heaven and she was pulled back down to life on Earth. Yeah, that's fine. But that. Same thing with the lightning, with the whatever. Keep religion and God and afterlife and all that crap. Keep it the hell out of that. And I'm not talking about religion, so be careful, or I should be careful how I'm saying this. I'm not talking about it being like that. I'm talking about it being grounded in the real world, and there's no these angels and divine intervention and this and this and this. That doesn't or shouldn't exist in the world of The Walking Dead. It's like real life. You know what I'm saying? God doesn't come down and go, oh, I'm going to help out. Everything's just a matter of coincidences or miracles. Is just things that happen less. That's it. So that's how I like The Walking Dead world to be. And with Fear the Walking Dead, just didn't buy that whole dream sequence. Now, at the very end, though, with her, the water flooded down. This is kind of like a clean slate thing. I believe before I shut off Talking Dead, I heard Madison say that for her, I'm sorry, Kim Dickens say that for her, for Madison, she paid the price for a lot of these other people to get water and for their survival, and like she kind of saw it as that, so it wasn't as bad of a thing. But in the same strength, I just I feel frustrated because does it matter? A lot of people got water, okay. They're still living in a post-apocalypse, you know? So at the end of this season, we have Daniel, who's injured, who's likely going to appear in the next season. We got Strand on the boat, who capsized. Alicia in the same area with Strand and Kim Dickens, who plays Madison. They're in the same general area. Nick apparently is in the same area, but I'm not believing he's dead, although that looks like something. And again, this is what pisses me off. That looks like no one is surviving that where he was standing. Wait a minute. Didn't Daniel pull him off? So Daniel is... Anyway, it doesn't matter. That looks like a spot that he's not going to survive from unless I got to rewatch it and maybe there is a moment where it's like, oh, they could have walked off and it's not as bad for them. So what else do we have? What else do we have? We have those characters alive. Troy's dead. We got Walker and Crazy Horse or Dog. They're going up north. I do want to see them enter the story again, but we're at a point where we got more characters splitting up. And again, Alicia, is she gonna go back? Proctor John, did we see him die? Man, I'm a world of confused now. No, he's not dead, so he'll probably be the villain for the next season. Alicia has that girl she kind of became friends with back at the town. So yeah, we might do another discussion video just talking about what we're gonna see in the next season, because I would like to rewatch this and definitely check it out. Fear the Walking Dead has a 7 out of 10 on IMDb. Too high, too low, just right. 7 out of 10. I'd say 6 out of 10 is perfect, so that's pretty close. Anyway, so this is pretty much it for the first impression review portion. We are going to go into the fan feedback portion where I pull some of your comments out of the chat. So for those interested in only the first impressions, this is it. If we hit on anything super cool or anything along a long discussion, I'll try to find it tomorrow and maybe we'll post it separately, so check back on the channel. Other than that, anyone who wants to bounce and leave the first impression review, you can do that now, and we will dive into the fan feedback. What are we going? Okay, 20 minutes, so good solid 20 minutes. Now keep in mind, I will pull this out and put it in a separate video. So if you're watching this right now, you're either watching it live, which you're not. You are, yeah, but you're not. Or you're watching it because I'm going to extract this from the live stream tomorrow and I'll post it in its separate video. So that's what you're watching. Look, I'm trying to talk to two different groups of people at the same time. The live ones watching right now, and then the people going to watch this a day later. You guys I'm talking to now. See that? Wow, that's weird. If I was stoned, I'd be losing my mind thinking about that. Alright, how's my dog doing? I don't have a dog. You talking about that little furry one? That was my mother's dog. We used to take him every now and then, but in the new apartment, we've only taken him. We've only taken him twice, I think. You might be confused because we were gonna keep him. We legit were gonna keep him, but being on the third floor, I don't know if I could have swung that every day. But yeah, that was my mother's dog. My brother actually took him over there to watch him for a little bit, and his kids got attached to the dog. So Cubby's over there actually hanging out with the kiddos. All right. Wasn't North called Fear the Walking Dead? Wasn't North called Fear the Walking Dead? I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so anyone who has anything specifically for this Q&A down in the comment box, put Q&A first, and I'll look for those. And then if we run out of questions or comments, I'll just start picking whatever someone's talking about. You know what I mean? Whatever. Ronnie, I stopped watching Fear in Season 2, but I still watch all your live streams. Thank you, Zeus. Wait a minute, what am I doing? Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was watching the thing to see who left after we lost 6 people, I think. I think I lost count. Anyhow, okay, so yeah, and guys, keep in mind, I'm sticking with Fear the Walking Dead season finale, so if I peep a question that is about the regular show or any old random thing, I'm going to stick them. We're strictly Fear here, you know? And then maybe at the end, I like to chit-chat for an extra 20, 30 minutes sometimes, most of the time. We could talk about anything then. So, strictly Fear the Walking Dead stuff from this episode or anything coming up in a new season. You guys let me know and we'll try to find them. We've seen a lot of Walking Dead questions, though. Hey, Ronnie, what did you think of the death of Troy? Do you think he should have survived? Well, that's the weird thing is I don't think he needed to survive, but I think they could have done something a bit more interesting to finish out his storyline. I kind of feel like it was filler. You know, now that I'm looking at it, it's just filler. Taking a yeah. The actor has a lot of charisma, ton of charisma. The character was interesting, even though they made him seem like he was a twisted, you know, psychopath. But no, at the end of it, I was kind of like, it was alright, you know, for his overall story. Alan Hannigan, I actually watched a Fear the Walking Dead episode. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, I get what you're saying now. Okay, thank you for the super chat. Dylan Voorhees says, good finale. Wish Ophelia didn't die. Death season. Alright, thank you very much for the super chat. Frederick Gassaway, I have heard rumors about Abraham showing up in Fear. What's your thoughts on this? Sorry if you covered this. Showed up late. Abraham going into Fear. There's room in the timeline, but my thoughts are it's so small of a window. It's probably not even worth it to do it. Keep in mind, they would show up for an episode. 2 or 3 at the most, if that one episode or the 2 or 3 episodes took place over the course of a couple days. So I think it would just be a waste of their time to do Abraham. Although I think it would bring in some views, definitely. All right. Critics have Fear season 3 better than The Walking Dead season 7. How does that make you feel? That's fine if critics like it better. If you want to know how I feel about it, I will rewatch season 7 of The Walking Dead. I have already. I've skipped episodes though because of the structure, which I have a problem with. But I will not rewatch Fear the Walking Dead season 3. So, I would have to say I enjoyed season 7 better. The structure was a big problem and hurt the enjoyment a good deal. But the story-wise, the characters, what they're telling, I liked The Walking Dead better. Ronnie, what are your thoughts on Scott Gimple being executive producer for next season's Fear? Do you think it will be a game changer? No, we've talked about this, so I'm just going to keep this brief. I think Scott Gimple's just there in name. They're getting rid of the showrunners. The showrunner. They got a new showrunner coming in. 2 showrunners coming in. A show-running team. They don't need... I think it would be like too many chefs in the kitchen to have Scott Gimple coming in and going, oh, we're going to do this, this, and this. I think he will definitely be in a few meetings. He'll definitely give some serious advice, thoughts, and opinions. He'll help out in any way that they need him to help out. I definitely think he's going to be there. But I think I feel at this time, it's in name only. They got the showrunners to come in, the new ones. They'll handle it. And they're already promoting it on Fear the Walking Dead. Scott Gimple's going to come and talk about it, whoop-de-whoop. Yeah, that's how I feel. Unless I see something different that changes my mind, I think it's just name only to get more fans to not leave and to get other fans interested in The Walking Dead to come back, you know. Bum, bum. I think Proctor John died. Yeah, here's the thing. If it's not clear or sort of clear, I'm not going to believe it. Not until I see it, you know? Did you hear Madison say fuck? Yeah. They're allowed two F-bombs a season. Yeah, Charmander. We're going to have to get... I've seen like 8 questions about the original show. We're gonna have to get to those later on in this or in a Walking Dead video. I'm sorry, but we'll save it for the end. This isn't just a random live stream. This is the Fear the Walking Dead, you know, the specific episode after show. Just like for the Walking Dead, when we're doing the after show, we're not talking about Fear. Maybe at the end we'll try to chit chat a bit. I really enjoyed the second hour of Fear. It was fucking good. Nice. Do you think the show went downhill once Gimple took over? If you're talking about The Walking Dead, no, not at all. Filmmaker wannabes. Biggest waste of a character in Season 3, Travis, Ophelia, Efren, Lola, and Jake Otto. Yeah, Efren was another thing. Did you see how he died? It was like a red shirt or a secondary character, like, oh, there's a guy guarding a bridge. You would have thought it would have given him something. They gave him something later on, sure, but I don't know. Just the way they handled the deaths, I don't know. It kind of feels like, I don't know. And here's the thing. In a way, there's something they're doing that I really enjoy. I enjoy not having a character set up like Denise, for example, and this is a comparison / example. She's a character that had a death I didn't really expect at the time. But watching the episode, having her go through all this, it starts creeping up on you. Oh, shit, what are they doing with Denise? And then when she found the can, I believe it was the can, I'll have to go back and rewatch. But something clicked and I was like, her glasses are off, she found the can, and I knew of the comic book, so that helped a lot. In a way, Fear the Walking Dead, like with the setup with Troy, I wasn't thinking, you know, she's going to kill him right here. I was thinking, I think Madison's going to kill Troy. I think Madison's going to kill Troy. Later, though. Like, maybe later this episode or next season, she's got it in her head. But then she just kills him. And also, it's not like a memorable death. It's not like a cool death. It was just like dunk up the head. Did you really do that, bitch? And then dunk again. And then that was it. I don't know. It's rough. I don't know. F-Mom. Thanks, Ronnie. Have a good night. Good night, Ron. Well, she's probably gone. But good night. Thanks for coming by for the first part of it anyhow. Hey, Ronnie. Do our comments have to be about Fear, or can it just be free for all so we can talk about whatever we want to talk? No, Fear only. This is a Fear after show. That's the whole point. If you want to open it up, wait, I think I already said that 10 times. At the end of the thing, we can open it up for a few minutes. Oh, who's coming over from The Walking Dead? Efren. Well, it's a big rumor now, which I don't know how this rumor started because it seems a little early. But the big rumor is that it's going to be Nick from whatever. And don't even say, oh my God, spoilers. You and I know damn well that's not going to be a surprise. They're going to hype the shit out of that before we even see it, you know? They might even have like a crossover trailer. They're going to hype that. What are your favorite Fear characters? Right now, Daniel. Daniel, I like Alicia. There's Daniel, Alicia, and Nick. I like Strand, but he's doing some dumb shit. Like, would you really risk your friends' lives with someone like Proctor John? Get the fuck out of here, Strand, you stupid bastard. Daniel. Daniel, Nick, and Alicia for right now. Nick and Alicia are wobbly because Alicia's a dumbass for leaving, and so is Nick. I stopped watching after season 1, but I still watch live streams about videos because I love listening to you talk about things, and from what I hear, it's still not worth my time. If you left, I will be honest, if you left, you're probably not gonna, you know, if you were not interested in coming back after everything you hear, you're probably not interested in it. But you never know. Throw on a couple episodes from after you left and give it a shot. At the very least, rewatch season 1. You might like that a little bit more. I liked it more on second viewing. Dylan Lapap, you said, I could think about was the Ramsey Gordon as a walker. It's raw. Yeah, Brooke Wright. Deaths in Fear the Walking Dead seem to go more swiftly than The Walking Dead. And this is where I am mixed because I would, oh my God, I love that. I love swift deaths. But when they play out, yeah, and again, I don't know if there's no moment, like even if you're not going to build up to it or have something, there's no moment. It doesn't feel memorable. Troy's death is like Ophelia's. In 5 years, I'm going to be like, wait a minute, I totally forgot how Troy dies. You ever do that with a show or a movie, and it's so not memorable, you totally forget how they die, and then once you're watching it, you're like, oh yes, that's right, she hits him with a hammer. I will never forget how Shane dies. In 50 years from now, it's memorable, you know? These deaths, even though they're swift, and that's something that I'm like, yes, that should be a good thing. They're just not memorable. They don't stick with you. Guys, can't wait until Game of Thrones. Oh, yeah. I love her smashing her head. Yeah, it was cool. She had that hammer seemingly out of nowhere. It's not like she was holding that. They were like, we need to sell more hammers. Ronnie, have you watched the new Netflix show Mindhunter? Nope. What do we got? Do you think Joe might be a villain? Any idea how far into the... We'll get to that. Any idea how far into the apocalypse fear is at this point? I never really think about it. For me, it doesn't matter. A couple months, you know, I would say. Do you think John might be a villain that will last a couple seasons? Fear the Walking Dead has a tendency to kill villains too early. No, I like the actor. I like him a lot. Yeah, I like him a lot. I hope he's the main villain because they kind of set off a good setup for a villain. Why would they want to throw that away? Proctor John is a great character actor. The guy playing him. Go watch him in other shit. I believe it was like Sons of Anarchy was one. Deadwood. He's a fantastic character actor. The Clark family just threw away something he wanted. He lost guys taking that dam over. He wanted that dam. That dam was a damn come up. Imagine, he will never let that go. You thought the governor held a grudge? Proctor John, holy shit. That would be a villain, you know? But I kind of feel like maybe David Erickson left it the way he did to give the new showrunners the choice. Do we do Proctor John as a villain or have him stay dead? Do we bring back these characters or have them die during this? Maybe we bring back them later or at any point in time when we want to, separate them forever. Do we have them connect immediately after in episode 1 and then they bring up a different idea? So, yeah, I don't know. Never been more annoyed by deaths than fear. Travis would get behind. Now Troy, something off. Efren also annoyed me. His intro was great to see him die like that. Yeah, that's another thing. Some of the deaths are a little frustrating. No, Madison didn't die. Did you watch the ending? Let me see. Where's some Q&As at? I don't see any Q&A. Here's one. Christmas sequence was the best Men's Warehouse commercial, right? Yeah. Ronnie, when can we ask free-for-all questions? This show blows, no lie. You're going to have to wait till the end then, hun. I don't know what to tell you. You got to wait till the end. It's like people coming to this Stranger Things videos and going, I hate Stranger Things. Talk about something else. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, the last... Let me see. I'll tell you definitely, so that way you know if you want to leave and come back. Closer to the end of the hour, unless everyone's done. Like if people didn't like Fear the Walking Dead and everyone stops talking about it, then I will give it to the 45-minute mark to the 50-minute mark, and then we can open it up for anything. If we're not getting a lot of Fear the Walking Dead, we got a lot of people in here. 290 people. We usually after Fear, we usually only get like 140. So I'm assuming people want to talk about Fear. So I want to at least give them a try, give them a chance to talk about Fear. Remember Q&A, so that way I can find it if you're talking about Fear. Season 1 of Fear is unwatchable for me. I could not do it. I had to skip most. Filmmaker wannabes. Do you think Erickson wrote this gigantic cliffhanger of an ending as a way for the new show. Yep, I just talked about that. Absolutely. I must have. There's a delay, so you must have typed that when I was talking about it. Rate the finale from 1 to 10. 7.5, probably. You know, between 7.5. Listen, that whole blowing the dam up with the whatever, so much tension there, but I feel like it was that tension I talked about where there's nothing really to risk because you got plot armored characters. And then the drowning with Madison, the whole dream sequence. That I feel like that's I messed up on saying that. A lot of people said it was pretentious. I knew I was going to screw up on that. For doing multiple time skips, you know? And I was like, oh no, that shit's pretentious. That's it right there. Rated finale. Peace all. Main villain for season 4, first episode of season 5, Proctor John. Yes, everyone is dead. Every fan wants. I haven't watched the episode yet. I live in Indonesia. Well, get out of Indonesia, bro. What's your problem? I wanted Nick and Troy to collab more. Yeah, a little bit. Joshua, I can agree and disagree on your opinion on the memorable deaths of Ophelia. Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but Troy's, damn, I was legit shocked to the point where my jaw dropped. Oh, too soon. Oh, jaw dropped, yeah. Well, that's another thing. I was surprised, you know. Not 100% because obviously I'm like, uh-oh, this is it for her. She's going to get him, you know. When the time's right, she's going to get him. So I was kind of shocked, but at the same strength, there was no, like, I don't know. Just being like, oh, now you're going to do it? It's just, I don't know. And again, this is one where you can have that. You want to call great, you're shocked, you can have that, you know, because I don't have an argument. I just know how I felt during the moment. I was like, oh, this is going to go, oh, it's over. That's how I felt. So I'm not going to say it was bad or good. You know, you guys can handle that. I don't know. I didn't get off. Dwight, do you think there's any chance Strand and Daniel will fight together again, or do you think they will fight on point? That's rough. I don't think I would forgive getting shot in the face. Listen, that girl is dead because of Daniel. You know what I mean? Daniel's never going to forgive Strand. If he does, I don't get it, you know? I just don't get it. They should be enemies at this point, which is great. Picture this. You got Daniel and Nick. They went together. You know, maybe they're going to grow a bond together. You got Strand and Madison. They already started growing this weird friendship. Now you got Nick and Daniel and Strand and Madison at odds on opposite sides when they come together. Imagine the conflict there. And it doesn't even have to be about that. That could be like the secondary or third story that's playing out, the sub story. Can you tell me what happened at the end? I didn't watch. They blew up the dam and everyone drowned. Or maybe they didn't. It's a cliffhanger. Yeah, Ronnie, would it be weird if Chris hooked up with Alicia? No, not at all. They're not half brother and sister. They're only step brother and sister, and it's new. It's not like step brothers and sisters that, you know, grew up since they were babies and thought they were legit brother and sister for the longest, and they can't get that, you know, out of their heads. No, this is something where it would be like no, not at all. I wouldn't think it would be weird. He should have plowed that if he had the chance. Alan Hannigan, would you consider the episode subpar good for the show? I would say good for this series, sure. Was Alicia Grave in the Christmas thing a hint she could die? You know, that's another thing that just got me. You're not going to kill Alicia. They're not going to do it. Alicia has that fan base from the 100, and they're extremely active online. They're not doing it. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. So I thought that was just dumb. Just flat out dumb. Danny Myers. Was Alicia's grave? Okay, yeah. Chris Rambo. Ronnie, one thing that bothers me is how Madison survives the dumbest shit and gets out of every bad situation. It's such bullcrap. Yeah, that's another thing in the writing that frustrates me. We have this season finale, and it's like Strand just locks the characters in a room. And I get it. I feel the moment where Madison and Nick had that talk, and it kind of prepped what's going to happen coming up. But, you know, well, that was another thing separate from your whatchamacallit, but her getting into these situations as well as all the other cast, not just her, Nick, you know, Daniel. they're in a situation where, why didn't Proctor John kill him? After he blew the dam, Proctor John's people took him out of there. Why didn't he kill him? Now that I'm thinking about it, I just said Proctor John would be a great villain because he would be furious. Not true. Not true. Because he would be so furious, he would have him killed right then and there. And so there's no way Proctor John could be the villain. Right here and now, there's no way it would be the dumbest shit ever. Because if he wanted to kill him, he could have killed him right on the bridge. There was a perfect opportunity. So I take that back. Mad Hats 123. Do you think if Madison would have died or will die, it would affect the show in a negative way? Can't be the only one that can't stand. No, I don't think it would affect the show in a negative way. After the 2 episodes with Nick and Alicia, mainly, the internet just blew up with people saying they want Madison to die. The fan base as a whole, I think like maybe 60%. You know, I feel like it would be 60% that does not like Madison as a character. And it might even be higher than that. So I think it would do the show something good if they got rid of the Madison character. And that's coming from someone who wanted the Madison character to be good. If they turn around season 4, I'd love that. Daniel Salazar is a badass. Yes, he is. All right, where are we at? All right, guys, did you think they killed off too many characters in one season? Like, what was the point of developing new characters? Everything was pointless. No, I don't think they killed off too many characters in one season. I think the characters they killed and the stories around them were just so poorly done overall that it wasn't as explosive or entertaining or enjoyable as it could have been. A Savage saying. Any quick predictions for season 4? No, I gotta watch it again because keep in mind we got new showrunners coming in. They're gonna want to mix things up a bit. They're gonna want to shake it up. So you could forget everything about season 3. You know, possibly they could say, you know, the discount Michonne, forget about her. They could skip over that. The marketplace, forget about it. They could go a different direction if they wanted to. So it's rough. I'm gonna have to rewatch it again and try to see. Wait, Alicia will die in season 5 or 6 if they go that route. Did you get the vibe that Nick was like in love with Troy? No, I didn't get that vibe at all. Yeah, they said they were headed to Texas, but that was Proctor John. He said Houston. That wasn't anyone that's actually going. Like, none of our group is going. Filmmaker wannabes. Who had the best cameo? Lucy's one scene after nearly a season of being absent, or Travis's 3-second close-up? I don't know. Where is Lucy? What are they doing with her? Why is she even gone? What's the point in that? I don't know. Ronnie, would this show have gotten canceled if it wasn't for The Walking Dead saving its ass? If The Walking Dead wasn't in the title, I truly believe it would have been canceled already. If it was just a regular zombie show and it wasn't connected to The Walking Dead universe, I think it would have got canceled in a heartbeat. Who here would stop watching if it wasn't tied into The Walking Dead? I didn't continue with Z Nation. I honestly don't know if I'd continue with this if this was a different zombie show on a different channel. I'm almost positive I would binge it and do a whole season review. I don't think I'd do an episode at a time. Can Strand redeem himself? Yes, I think a lot of characters can redeem themselves with the right storyline. Let's see why this was deleted. I like snooping around. Who wants to bone Madison? Oh. Proctor said they were going to Texas. His plan got goobered. It got mother-dicked. The Walking Dead is a B+ to A. Show Fear is a B- B- to B. Step Brother 6 okay now? How about Cousins? Anything goes in the apocalypse? No, this isn't. Yeah, again to clarify, I strongly disagree with that. There's something, Cousins that's your bloodline. We're talking about people who did not know the other people. Maybe they went to school with them, They were people they knew in school, and then their parents started dating. So for not even a year, was it about a year? Maybe a year and a half? Your mom's dating this guy. All of a sudden, you have a stepbrother because they're going to get married. Or maybe they did get married. I forget now. Did they get married? Was it longer? I felt like it was just a year. Huh. yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that at all. Like if my mother married some dude right now, that would make us. If he had like a daughter, like a hot daughter, I don't think that would be gross. If we had stepkids, would that be gross? No, I don't know. I got family that like if I have an uncle that married an aunt that had kids already, so they're not blood cousins, but that happened so long ago when I was little. I see them as legit like blood, like family, because it's been so long. But if someone now was like, oh, dated, or maybe even when I was 18 and they started dating someone, and all of a sudden there's this full grown girl in my school who was some girl I didn't know, and now all of a sudden she's like a step sister, I don't think that's as weird, in my opinion. Not at all. We're understanding each other. What about situations The Walking Dead get into and right out of? That's one thing. Well, when The Walking Dead's time comes, we'll have to discuss that. But yeah, there are situations. Now, when there's close calls, that doesn't mean it's a blanket statement. You can do it really well. You can absolutely do it really well. Like for just a quick comparison. Abraham, Daniel, Sasha, they're on their way back to Alexandria, and Glenn was trying to save Maggie, and they had that close call. I legitimately feel like the tension in that scene and the way the scene is put together and the fact that he was saved by characters who were actually coming back and had to wait for the herd to thin out, whatever, to get in. I thought that was done beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. But here we have a situation where Daniel's just sitting there bleeding out. He sends the girl to go. Oh, she didn't come back. Something bad happened. I got to get up. It's too convenient, Even worse than Daniel, that's something, if it was just Daniel, that's not too bad. But having the other two, Walker and whatever, just, we're here in case, plot armor needs us to be. Yeah, that was the harder one to get around. Like, oh, how fucking convenient, guys, The Daniel saving the day wasn't as bad. It was the other two that I think were a little too like, oh, okay. Who wants Abraham to be with Madison romantically for a season until he goes to The Walking Dead? No, I don't. Not at all. You can't be there for a season. Time is moving, Unless that season was only like a week. Q&A. What do you think about Negan's backstory in Fear? I hate that idea. It doesn't belong there. It belongs in The Walking Dead. What do you think of Z Nation? I hate it. Do you think the new showrunners will bring back Walker and Crazy Dog if they are just forgotten? There's a ton of wasted potential. I hope they bring them back. I hope they do. I hope they do. Negan on Fear would be amazing. I disagree. I strongly disagree. It doesn't have any place there whatsoever. Not only is Negan from Washington, D.C., which just wouldn't make any sense because that's all the way on the East Coast. And again, yeah, you can change his. But keep in mind, Negan needs to rise up, get people under his control, and then go out and get communities under his control. The moment they put Negan in Fear, it's unbelievable now. There's just not enough time for him to do what he needs to do in Fear and then build up people on the East Coast, communities and the saviors. There's just not enough time. If Abraham comes to Fear the Walking Dead, how long could the crossover last to F up the timeline? Again, that's my one restriction. It can't last long. Couple episodes. Nick and Daniel float down river and while trying to find help end up on alright. Goat Rodeo. Are you planning to do an in-depth analysis of this Fear's finale after the First Impression Live chat review? No, we don't do any in-depth analysis. And listen, I'll be straight up honest with you. I don't think there's that much there to dive in depth. I can go back and catch up on stuff I missed or just didn't process right, like Proctor John, why didn't he kill? He had the perfect opportunity. Why didn't they do this or this and this? I could catch up on it, but as far as the writing, I honestly don't think the writing's there to do. I looked into that in season 2. Season 2 is probably one of the worst, where I try to see what would I do for in-depth analysis, and I just couldn't pull something together. And I don't think in season 3, I think I would struggle trying to pull something together. Are you planning to do an what do we got here? Oh my God, to whoever asked that question about Nick being into Troy, no, you clearly didn't get it. Troy was someone that Nick kind of connected with and had a lot of common. Yeah, I think that was like a troll question because I don't think anyone actually thought there was a romantic relationship there. Well, if Fear the Walking Dead be better on HBO and you still have the same characters, I don't think it matters. It's the writers. It doesn't matter if you're on HBO or AMC. If the writers are making it this way and you don't like it the way they're making it, you're not going to like it, even if it's on HBO. Same for me. Negan is from Washington. Wow, laugh out loud. Yeah, Negan is from Washington. Why? Crack my back. I don't know if you're saying that like you just realized that, or it's right there in the well, maybe you didn't read the backstory now. But yeah, listen, that's comic Negan. It says it right when I'm almost positive, right when he had his wife in the hospital. It was Washington, D.C. hospital. Again, almost positive. But if you want to change that for the show, he's in Washington now. Or Virginia, In the comic, it was in Washington, but Washington, D.C. He's in that area where Rick Grimes is at. Even if he wasn't from Washington, he still has to go from the West Coast to the East Coast and then set up all his communities. How was Proctor John able to walk 15 minutes after having a tumor removed from his spine? I don't know. I immediately just suspended disbelief on that because I had my appendix burst. I remember I had a pain in my side, let it go for a few days until I just couldn't lift my leg. I went to the hospital and they were like, it can't be your appendix because you'd be dead. And I said, haha. And then they came in 5 minutes later and they said, make a phone call. We're rushing you into surgery. So it burst literally right when they went to do surgery. And I was laid up in the hospital. Couldn't even walk for the first week. And it was bad. Like the most painful thing I've ever experienced. It was like every muscle in my gut and stomach and just everything. I couldn't walk. There's no way in hell, And there's people that go in for that appendix and they're back out, So maybe you know what? I don't know. Maybe someone can look that up on Google. Can they? Walk immediately after having surgery on their spine. Even though you're not blood related, it's still weird living with that person with your parents. Yeah, he didn't live with them though. He lived with his mom, and he only stayed on the weekends with whatchamacallit. But yeah, that would be a little weirdness there, but depending on how long it was going on for, that's my argument. If it's going on for a few months, I don't think that would be that weird. You're not staying there, maybe you go there every weekend, every other weekend. Yeah. It would be cool if Abraham and Rosita had met up. What do you think is the character in the show that won't get killed off? Alicia. Right now, I think she's the one with the most plot armor. Let's scroll up a little bit. What up, Ronnie? Did I miss something? Why did Nick blow up the dam? I thought Walker and Crazy Dog were about to snipe everyone. P.S. I love that old TV shirt you're wearing. Yes! Don't this look like a TV shirt? I bought this at Target because I was walking grocery shopping with my daughter and I looked over and I'm like, yo, I don't even think TVs do this anymore. At least I haven't seen it. No, psych, my TV did this just today. I went to put on cable and the connection wasn't right and it went to the snow. Anyway, yeah, the old TVs, when you used to shut them off, it wasn't connected to any, VHS player or something. It would be all snowy. You'd have to turn the channel to like 2 or 3. Yeah, anyway, just to get the antenna. Yeah, I thought it looked like that, so I bought it. And then a couple people told me I was crazy. They were like, it doesn't look like that at all. That's funny. Anyway, yeah, I thought they were going to snipe everyone too, but then Proctor John said he was going to kill him. But it was weird because they took the shot and then they just waited. And they were like, let's chit-chat a little bit. I was going for the heart. So, yeah. One last goat rodeo. Robbie. Is it time for free-for-all questions now? 54-minute mark. Yeah, we're about an hour in. We're going to end soon. You could put some free-for-all questions. You better pop some good ones in because I read the first 3 of your questions. I could have sworn you were trolling at first. I'll see Massive Plotter. I liked, will Abraham have this one-liners on Fear the Walking Dead, or was this before the rise of his catchphrases? I don't think he's going to be in Fear the Walking Dead. I think it's too restrictive, now that I've been thinking about it. How many more seasons do you think Fear the Walking Dead has left? A few. It's doing way better than anything else AMC is doing, except for the original show. Are they killing the characters in the crossover, a desperate attempt to gain viewers for Fear? Yes, I think both of them are. My last comment, and I gotta go, I'm calling it Morales is in the crossover character season 4. Be funny if he's related to Lucy. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much for coming by, Kurt. I really appreciate the support. Originally, I was afraid it would be someone like Morales because they're hyping up the crossover, and then watch it be like a minor character. But the more I watch them hype it up, I'm starting to think it can't be. They're just setting themselves up for, imagine if they hype it up and it's someone like Morales, you know? Even if it's Abraham for 2 or 3 episodes, as neat as that would be, it would come and go like this and be like, But then when I think about Fear characters going to The Walking Dead, what does that do for Fear? Does that even help Fear? And on top of that, where's the room? Where the hell is the room in The Walking Dead? You have the new beginning, you have everything going on with all the characters they have already, you know? And then you got new comic characters coming into the mix, and then you're going to throw a Fear character in there? Where? Got is on HBO. Ronnie, Got is on HBO. I know it's on HBO. I watch it on HBO. Some more context, please, you son of a bitch. Please don't spoil the backstory. No, we're not talking about the backstory. I read the backstory, maybe I missed something. I really thought Strand was at the end, but I never would have thought they could leave the whole story as ambiguous as they did. I'm still scratching my head. Yeah, there's a lot of... I think the ambiguity is on purpose, though, to give the the showrunners, a bit more flexibility. Do you think Season 8 will have tainted weapons affect attack from the comics? Yes, I do. Because the aerosol blood doesn't affect. No, I disagree with that. I think that little bitty cut on Abraham was just like nothing. Do we have another? Wisdom Fall. Hype for The Walking Dead prevented me from enjoying this episode. Ouch. Thanks for the super chat support. You know what I should have did? Damn it, why didn't I think of this? See, I'm not a natural bloodsucker YouTube. I should have said, you want to ask a Walking Dead question? Put it in a super chat. I gotta perfect my hustle, damn it. I'm slipping. Do you think, Ronnie, after everything that has happened now, do you think it is safe to say Alicia will emerge as the leader out of all of them? No. I think we're growing more and more to believe, or it's looking good, but I don't think it's a definite. It's not like tap out, you know what I mean? Any of the other characters can definitely explode with a fan base almost overnight. So there's still a chance she isn't the biggest one out of all of them. Not yet. I don't get why Fear the Walking Dead got dropped 2 F-bombs this season, but Rick couldn't even say they're fucking with the wrong people. Yeah, that's just shitty, stupid things that, you know, you can show all this violence and shit, but you can't have an F word. Oh my God. And you know what? At this point in time, I don't even blame AMC. I blame idiot people who will complain that there's an F word. Because think about it. They're going to drop 2 F-bombs a season, and then if there's no complaints and they get people used to it, drop 3, maybe 4, maybe 1 an episode if no one complains. And I hope no one complains, because if you, and I'm sorry, and this is where, like Eminem, I'll draw a line in the sand. If you have no problem with people getting their flesh ripped off their face, for people being brutalized, for people being tormented, for the gore, the copious amounts of gore, brutality, and violence, if you are okay with that, but the word fuck bothers you, I am sorry, but there's something wrong with your head, especially since shit is no different than poop. There's no difference. Shit, it's a sound we make so we communicate easier. Poop. Shit, poop. Same thing. Damn, dang, darn. Same thing. It's the same thing. Damn is not a curse word. Curse words do not exist. They just simply don't exist. And the quicker we get rid of that whole conditioning, and it is a conditioning, We've been conditioned to believe a curse word. Curse words exist. Gadzooks. If you're religious and you don't like curse words, Gadzooks. It's one thing I want to say. Gadzooks. If you're religious, say that with me right now. Gadzooks. And I'll tell you why later. Charmander. How many men does Rick's army have versus Negan's army? Please include the Kingdom Hilltop. I have no idea. When it comes to the people, we're not going to get an accurate estimate. Because when you go to the Hilltop, it always seems like there's only 12 people there. So Alexandria is the same too. Let's say 30, 80, 12. Let's say Rick's got 100 people with him. Wait, Hilltop, Kingdom, Alexandria. 100 people. 120 for good measure. Ronnie, what do you think? What was going on? Wait a minute. Did we really miss all these questions? Hype prevented me to watch the Walking Dead. Alright, yeah, we need to play catch up here. Wait, I gotta go. Can you answer my last question before I go, Ronnie? I'm telling you what, this frustrates the shit out of me. Jaden, for the love of all that is good and glorious titties in this world, why wouldn't you put your question in that very comment? If I'm already reading that comment, you son of a bitch, why wouldn't you just put your question there so now I can read it? Like, then I gotta go back. Where's your question? You know what? I give up. Let's see what else you got to say, though. Jaden, can you answer my question? Yeah, bud, use the super chat. If it's something really important, just use it. Throw 50 cents down there. It's really not about the money. But if it's like, answer this, you must, super chat it up, homie. Ronnie, why the fuck were the Saviors still bringing Jared to the exchanges even though he caused a ruckus each time? That's a thing I really like, and I think it makes them complex, but I'm not going to spend 10 minutes talking about it. So if I can simply put, Saviors are not going to pussyfoot around. You're not, like, Jared's going to do what he wants. Even though he's being a pain in the ass, whatever, they're not going to sit there and school him like that, It's the peasants are the ones that are going to fall in line. The Saviors shouldn't have to. So the leader was only yelling at him because he's simply giving the leader a headache in his job. It can't look like the leader is doing it to protect or to help the kingdom. It can't look like that at all. So that's why there's complexity there. All right, moving along. Fear will end if one of them crosses over. Russell fans. I also feel like Tara is being propped up regardless of how bullying he was because he's a minority. I hate injected politics. I don't know. Taka. Oh, alright. Bullying was because he's a minority. Oh, alright. I don't think I follow that. Brother Rick's girlfriend. What else we got? Wait. There are 200... Oh, yeah. Talk about any. I've asked like 4 Q&A questions and haven't heard him talk about any. And again, Ben Roman, for the love of God, super chat. Fucking super chat. Or, and this would have been better, put your question in the very comment I just read. Like right here. If you would have... Can you see that? Oh, you can't see that. Where's my cursor? Anyway, I'm reading it now, but you didn't put your damn question after it. It's like 50 Q&As every second. Q&A, what do you think about Fear the Walking Dead using F-bomb? Yeah, I'm just going to start skipping the repetitive stuff. We talked about the F-bombs maybe 9 times. Ronnie, what do you think of AMC's afraid? I like it. I like F-bombs. More. Ronnie, do you think AMC is afraid of Alicia's fan base? Yes, because the actress is one of the worst, if not the worst actresses on the show. Do you enjoy her acting? I think that's rough. I don't think she is one of the worst actresses on the show, but I think she is too caught up with her own beauty. And you could tell, too. She has to listen, watch her, and every time she acts, and watch this lower portion of her face. And it's a thing too, because the lower portion is the one that determines whether you have a pretty face or a messed up face. You can do anything you want with your eyes, and you're pretty much, that's a bad example, but you will pretty much retain a beauty here. When she's shocked or odd or whatever, you'll see a lot of the motion in her eyes only, and especially when she's talking, you will see her face will always settle back to the posed look, I'm beautiful look. And I don't know if that's a subconscious thing or what, but if she wants to excel as an actress, she needs to just stop. Like, if she's disgusted or yelling or whatever, like, have that, just, be ugly. Pretty people can be ugly too. You want to see fantastic crying? I've seen some people make fun of this, but I don't think they've ever seen a real person break down in real life, because it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Andrea in season 1 when Amy dies. That is real crying. It's not pretty. Some people have a moment where they're just devastated and it's not all contorted. But you ever see someone who's just, they lost everything and it's just, there's no care about what shape their face makes. It is just, yeah, screen cap that bitch. But yeah, I don't think she's as bad at all, though, that she's the worst. I disagree. I think Kim Dickens, the direction they're going with her character, takes the win right now. There's no emotions there. Even when she's showing emotions, there's nothing there. I was just saying God is on HBO, laugh out loud. In context, I meant I love that it's on HBO. Oh, Jesus Christ. How was I supposed to know that? Negan, you're a fucking awesome pain in the ass, you psychopath. I know Alicia was a huge fan, and I'm just teasing, by the way, everyone. So if I talk shit on you today and you go crying, don't bring sensitivity into this fan base. I'll tell you right, or this community. You guys should know that right now, especially the old ones. I miss being a huge smartass. But we get so busy nowadays. I try to get to the point. I know Alicia has a huge fan base from the 100, but have you met or seen any fans of hers that aren't fans from the 100? Have actually become a fan of hers in fear and started the 100 for her? Honestly, no. I have never seen a fan of hers from The Walking Dead only. Everyone I talk to is a fan from the 100, and they followed her over. And I know it because all they talk about is, shit, I forgot her name. What the hell's her name in the 100? That's all I hear is, oh, she's going to be this person, whatever her name is. I saw Blade Runner and Lenny James, which, by the way, wasn't she dead? I heard she died on the 100, and then everyone's saying that she's on the one, like, she didn't die. So why would you guys say she died? No matter someone asking what I'm wondering. So, Ronnie, is there any possibility you can give us some cool little tidbits about Doomsday Kingdom? Today, no. I don't think, no. We've talked about so much. Little stuff, but we have issue 2 and 3 coming out. We got another update video coming real soon. Maybe what I'll try to do in a new update video, I'll try to give like a little tidbit. But the only problem is, like, I don't want to give away too much. We only have 22 pages in each comic, you know? So I don't want to give up, I don't know. I'll try to do something for the very next update video, which is coming any day now. Would you rather have Alicia wash up at the end, or are you cool with, I don't really care about, you know, it is what it is. I don't care if those two washed up, or, you know, yeah, they're all, it is what it is, you know. It doesn't change how I enjoyed the episode at all, or it doesn't change the ending either for me personally. Where did that question go? I'm saying my comments must have disappeared because he answered questions of people who commented near me. But you can see the comments right on the page. And then see the buttons right here? See those buttons? When I scroll through the thing, you should see the buttons popping up. That's what I'm looking at. Well, you'll see me scrolling fast. I look for Q&As. And that's another thing. Ben Roman, if you're not putting Q&A, there's a real good chance I'm scrolling, because right now I'm scrolling down, and I see this Q&A right here. Charmander, hey Ronnie, upon on this topic, I would love your input. What do you think would happen if Ben was with Daryl when the Claimers ran it? They'd probably run a train on her, and he'd fight, and they'd die or something. Ronnie, what do you think of Daryl and Jesus rumors? I think it's stupid. I think it's ridiculous. Alicia is Magna calling it now. I hate that idea. So much negativity. The scene with Nick and Proctor John was fantastic. They did a great job. I liked it. Again, the convenience parts, all the parts I mentioned before I had a problem with, they still stand. But as far as the back and forth with Nick and some of the acting, so I was rocking with that. Ronnie, I know you think Freddy vs. Jason was dog shit, but personally I loved it because I grew up watching Jason and Freddy. And those horror movies made my childhood. I grew up watching them all the same thing. That was my childhood, but I still hated it. Only because I thought it was ridiculous. I liked the look of them visually, but story-wise, it just wasn't there for me. Mr. Robot dropped 6 fucks on Wednesday night premiere. Did it really? Did I get muted? No, you're not muted. The Walking Dead Season 8 deserves 5 F-bombs at least. Absolutely. Ronnie, what do you think All Out War will go past Episode 10? I see no way they drag it out. Yes, I do think it's going to go past Episode 10. Rogue say the N word, but Negan can't say fuck. Tell me what this world has come to. The fuck is just the mother of all, you know. So I don't know why society has such a problem with it. I know the feeling, Ronnie. I had a gallbladder problem, almost lost. Yeah, that shit is I heard that shit's crazy too. I'm just chatting. I'll rewatch the whole thing later. Ronnie, if the one knows that HBO would have the biggest chance, best size new. Wait. Change. If it was on HBO, the violence would have been changed, and that's a fact. And I know that's a fact now. And a lot of people go, but the Game of Thrones is violent. Go watch the recent behind the scenes. They changed a number of different things because it was too violent. Like when the one guy got his head popped, they changed that. It was worse. When the girl got tortured and killed, that was worse. The one little girl, she got killed, that was worse. The reason they changed that, though, I did agree with that, though. I agreed with that change. Troy really died. Madison hit him on the hammer, but could he have survived and not? No, they show him later. Even though, you know, he got hit and his brains were, like, hanging out of his head, he got hit with the water later. He's dead. He's definitely dead. Other cable networks like FX, USA, and Sci-Fi have already unlimited uses of fucks. AMC is already behind. Here's the thing, though. When you're talking about these other networks, like FX, for example, they're on something completely else. Like you need to, I forget how it breaks down. And that's another thing. It's all on TV, but there's different packages for different things, so it breaks down differently, and that's what gets frustrating. It just doesn't make any sense. You should be able to put anything you want on TV. If I don't want my kid watching it, I'll be a parent and I won't let them watch it. It's as simple as that. I don't believe on any of this censoring TV bullshit. Back in the day, I think, yeah, because you had, 4 channels, the antennas and all this bullshit, and you flick through the channels to get what you want. Today, you don't do that. Today, you have digital TV guides. My daughter doesn't turn on the TV and just flick through the channels. No, she knows what's on, when it's on, and we put it on just for that's on. And if you don't want to live like that and you want to flick through the channels, don't turn on AMC if you have kids. It's that simple. Would you like to see a Shane flashback? No, I would not. Ronnie, I've become a fan of Alicia's from The Walking Dead as... Oh, yeah, Lexa from the 100. So now you know one. And yes, she is dead. Good. Attention. You can't see your comment on his screen. It's because you are asking the questions too many times. Try mixing up the wording. Wait, what? Attention. If you can't see your comment on his screen, it's because you are asking the questions too many times. Wait a minute. You know what? That's a thing. I don't know if you're talking about the same thing I'm talking about, but in YouTube, the algorithm, if you copy and paste the same question over and over in the comment sections, YouTube automatically blocks it and puts it in a spam folder. It has an automatic spam filter, and it catches shit like that. So I'm just saying, I don't know if it's the same for live streams, but if you, and be honest too, don't just go, oh, that's not me. If you honestly, just hear me out. If you by chance did that, YouTube might automatically, because that is on right now, it's pulling spam comments out, and that's automatic. I can't change that. And maybe next time I can shut the setting off. Maybe I can look and see. Troy was a great character. He could have been a very popular character. Fuck Madison. Yeah. Shit equals poop. Yes, it does. What'd you think about Lola's final actions of her death? Dumb and pointless. Q&A. What do you think about Troy blowing up the dam and dying the way instead of Nick doing so? No. It just doesn't fit his character to go out like that. It just doesn't fit his character at all. Why the fuck does HBO have to change their violence? They're not even cable. They don't want the fans, turned off, and that is a thing. People worry about that, which is stupid. Do you want the line from the Walking Dead comic? Did I ever tell you the one thing about the guy? I don't really care about that line. I know a lot of fans like it, but I just don't care. If they do it, that's cool. But if they don't do it, I won't miss it. Watch a movie and TV and there's a sex scene and there's a titty showing. What the fuck? Yeah, sometimes on TV they do that. They can curse, but it's fine for it costs a lot. Ronnie Q&A, what is your favorite TV show on right now? My favorite, Walking Dead. But no, Stranger Things is up there too on being top, What do you think was going through Rick's mind when they were told to sit down by Simon and the Saviors in season 6, episode 16? They just, you know, I felt Rick was just saying, you know, I'm facing whatever this is, and the minute I get a chance, I'm gonna kill him, no matter how. I don't care if, you know, I'm crippled and I gotta bite his throat out. I'll wait and I'll do it when I get the time. What do you think was? I think that's it, Ronnie. Why did Negan kill Glenn after Daryl punched him? Why Glenn specifically? Because Glenn was the one who jumped up at first. Glenn should have died then there in the moment, but he gave him a free one. So since he gave him the free one, now that Daryl punched him and Daryl has plot armor, Negan immediately recognized that. He gave it to Glenn instead. Had my appendix removed in 5th grade, got up 4 hours post-op and walked a lap around the yard. Felt fucking awful. Yeah, well, keep in mind though, mine burst. I didn't just have it removed. Mine legit burst. They were talking how I almost died and all that. Like, it was awful. So maybe mine was a little bit of a bad example, because I do know if you have pain and get it taken out, they told me in the hospital that I should have been able to just go home, you know, or maybe the next day go home. But mine was real different. They had to lay me up in bed, shoot me with Dilaudid, which, holy fuck, I've never done heroin, but that's, from what I hear, a lot of the junkies were jealous. They were like, "You got Dilaudid? Oh shit!" They were like, "Man, that shit was insane." That's the only time in my life I was ever like, "Shit, that's what heroin's like." Well, what the fuck? I'm an idiot for saying no. No, I am not a fan of heroin. Smoke all the weed you want. Don't go near heroin. That shit will ruin your life. Did you go to high school reunion? No, I won't, and no, I will not. Ronnie, does it bother how much JDM hasn't bulked up a bit since he was... Yeah, it does bother me, but on the same strength, he's rich either way, if he bulks up or not, so it doesn't matter. Which, it does get disappointing, and yeah, I'll say it. It sucks, because if he was, you know, if he was in a different position, and this gig meant everything to him, and if he lost this, he wouldn't be an actor, he'd bulk up, he'd hit it no matter what. I don't care how old he is. He says he's too old for this shit, but it matters on what position you're at in your life. If this meant, like, you know, his career, I think he'd bulk up. And if he was a younger man, obviously, you know, so... But the point is, he doesn't have to. Does it bother me a little bit? Yeah, sure. He's swimming in that jacket. It doesn't look intimidating. However, they can do other things to compensate. They can make him intimidating for, you know, this, and this reason. So as long as they do that, we should be fine. Hey, Ronnie, who's more responsible for flaws in Fear, the showrunner or the writers? The showrunner, he's the head of the whole thing. If the writers aren't pulling their weight, he should be able to fire them and get new writers or something, or rewrite it his damn self, you know? What is the most underrated or overrated episode in The Walking Dead? Underrated, overrated? Jeez, I have no idea. I really don't. It's hard to catalog through all of them and find, you know, most underrated, in my opinion. Underrated episode in season 4 would have to be the one where Michonne meets back up in season 4, where Michonne meets back up with Rick and Carl and them, having Michonne being in her whole situation, and then her meeting them back up on the porch and being so emotional. I really think that's a beautiful moment, truly a beautiful moment. I didn't appreciate season 4 as much as I should have when I first saw it. In rewatching it, it's just incredible. They don't want fans turned off. I never understood that. Look at the show you're watching, Game of Thrones. I'm in the same boat with you. I'm here for the gore porn, baby, you know? Did you ever see the Walking Dead Robot Chicken special? I didn't watch it yet. I get a chuckle out of some of those, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not in a hurry to watch them. Like the one commercial, perfect example, the bat in his head. I'm looking at it like, this is so dumb. Why would I watch this? But Negan walking over doing the bottle cap in his eye, I giggled at that. I was like, ah. But yeah, with I guess they tried to say his eye was like a black hole. I thought that was stupid. But I am interested in watching it eventually. Ronnie, why did Negan kill Glenn? Oh, we already did that. What episode is your favorite? Mine is Cold Storage webisode. That's rough because the acting was touch and go with the webisodes. I'd have to say the Bicycle Girl one only because she was an iconic walker that I really wanted to know a lot about. What do you do to relax and calm yourself down? And nowadays, I don't do much. I used to smoke weed and write. I mean, I love the creativity, and if you can't tell, I'm pro cannabis. Like, you'll put a gun to my head, and I'm not going to change my thoughts and opinions. I've been around it my whole life. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I am 100% incredibly, wildly, extremely pro cannabis. Ronnie, would it be cool to see Negan doing Before the Apocalypse on TV? I mean, yes, but it depends on when. Fuck, just timed someone out on accident. I'm sorry. Mary, what you doing, yo? Do you think we'll ever see a Glenn flashback? I think it's possible. I think it's very possible. The Walking Dead begins with Old Man Rick. I don't know if you're asking a question or saying it, but if you are saying something from a spoiler site, we're going to have to remove you. Stop watching Fear Season 2, but I love your reviews. Well, thank you very much for the support. We're almost at that time. JDM was bulked perfectly in Watchmen, in my opinion. Would have preferred his look in that. No, go watch Magic City. I think it's Magic City. Perfect, and I think that's recent. I don't know what happened, but Magic City. Perfect, Negan. Should have cast Xena Deli in Season 9 of The Walking Dead. I don't know what that is. Good night, Ronnie. Good night. Ronnie, do you think The Walking Dead takes place in the same universe as Breaking Bad? No, and no. The Walking Dead Robot Chicken special had Negan singing. Hey, Ronnie, do you think episode 100 will honor Glenn, or did they do that too much in season? Well, considering they came right out and said it, and I don't read these articles, but I've seen them recently. All these articles popping up saying they're going to honor Glenn, so I would have to say yes, they are, based off of that. And I got to be honest, I've seen them pop up, so yeah. Ronnie, what up tonight? I'm going to binge your Last of Us Let's Plays. Oh, I can't wait to get back to them. I really want to get back to them soon, too. Real life, don't you think there would be a lot more people having sex? Yeah, sure, why not? But we don't need it on TV. It's a waste of our time. I want to see interesting storytelling. If I want to see people getting it on, I could just go watch that. Or get it on myself. Move the cobwebs aside first, though. Is there a chance that they'll introduce a character who is immune to the zombie virus? I hope not. I really hope not. Ronnie, love your insight. Do you think the writers left storylines on a good note or a bad one for the next writer? I think they left them on as good as it gets for Fear the Walking Dead, honestly. Ronnie, what if Negan has a sister called Megan? What if you asked a serious question? Will they ever stop splitting up the group? No, they won't. When will the group meets up? It'll just be another conflicted location where they won't end it and run a show. What would be next? Yeah, that's rough. They need to go in a. They need to commit to a certain thing and stop splitting up and just finding groups and stuff. Is there a chance? Wait, where do we go here? All right, Melanie Grimes. Does 100% of the money from the super chat go directly to you? I wish. No, it does not. Honestly, and this is where it gets tricky. Super chat is there because people want to see their comments highlighted. Absolutely. But if you want to support, as much as possible to the map channel, I guess we have a map pay me. It's pay me. It's paypal.me/MakeAPathPresents. And it goes right into the PayPal account. With the super chat, I think it's only 40% or 50%. Like YouTube takes 40% or 50%, something like that. But yeah, unfortunately, we don't get all the super chat. But I'm going off of what someone said in a recent live stream. I still have not looked, but I would be shocked if it's less than 30 or 40% that they take. What do you think Carol's major story will be this season? Carol's. I don't know. I'll be honest when it comes to Carol. I really thought they were going to go in a certain direction with Carol, but it felt like they didn't have enough room in season 7, so they just figured, okay, you know what? We'll have her come and kill, and then we'll work on her storyline in season 8. I do believe she might leave again during the time skip and do something different, but still be around when they come back after the time skip. Ronnie, how do you want GOT to end? That's rough. I want the Iron Chair to be destroyed, whatever it is, the Iron Throne, and then I want Jon to win. Just screw it, you know. Game of Thrones has so many dark endings and the bad guys winnings that I want it to be different than that. I want Jon to win, even if Dany has to die to get there in a sad, tragic way. You know, or Jon could die because he's as long as the bad guys are all dead, I really don't care. Okay, spin. Thanks. I'm gonna. Wait, too much. There's so many Q&As, very little chat. Drive me bonkers. But throw the super tweet up again. Oh wait, super tweet up again. Wait, there's a super chat. Oh, here we go. Ika 5. I'm very late, but I'm here. Thanks for the support and the super chat as well. What do we see here though? Okay, spin. Thanks. I'm gonna drop 5. I'm not really expecting too much. There's so many Q&As and very little chat. It's kind of driving me bonkers. Oh, I see what you mean now. YouTube takes half the super chat. Half? Ouch. How much do you think JDM weighs? He looks so scrawny. $185. I think he's like 6 something, so maybe $190. If any of these in that awesome. Oh, I heard of that. Robbie, is there any of the Walking Dead moments that made you cry? Got top 3. I'm just curious, Ronnie. I think so. I don't think long hard. I don't think I can think long and hard about that. Wait, there was a moment with, I think it was with Glenn. With Glenn and Maggie. Maggie was screaming and Glenn was trying to get but that's another thing. I didn't cry, but I felt a moment where I was like, this could be one of those moments where they bring it out of you, you know? I know the Sophia thing and Carol's reaction, that was a bit sad. I'm drawing a blank. I don't think I've ever cried yet to The Walking Dead except for Maggie's reaction after Glenn died. When Negan and them left. Yeah, I'm almost positive that watered me up a tad. And that might be one of the only times. There's a couple times where, especially when it comes to like kids and stuff, like the Sophia thing, after I became a parent, that stuff just hits you a little more. It was crazy happening in Alexandria, for example. Sinkhole, earthquake. No sinkholes or earthquakes. Earthquakes, sure, but no sinkholes. Did you ever like the clown in the movie It? To me, I did not like his costume. I like It. Not the new one so much. The old one, yeah. The costume, I mean. That's his name. Hope not, but just have a feeling they will take another Atlanta original. You think she will live? Yeah, I do. I think she will live. Did you go to your prom in high school? Why or why not? I did not go, and we threw a bonfire party. It was actually pretty badass. A lot of people ended up going to the prom though and coming to the after party anyway at the bonfire, but from what I remember, it was a real good time. I think I got so wasted one of us fell into the fire. I'm almost positive that was that same night. Alan Hannigan. For the cobwebs, man. For the cobwebs. Get yourself a date. Wrap it so she doesn't clap it. Nah, I'm good. I'm working on things now. I don't bring any chicks around my kids, so that's a no-no in my book. I don't play that. So I make do with what I can. No one comes around the house though. That's rule number 1. Ronnie just wait, what? Ronnie, I just read now that I love you, but we're so disappointed by that video. You know which, Ronnie. I don't know what you're saying. Ronnie, I just read now that Spoiling Dead fans love you, but we're disappointed by that video. You know which, Ronnie, laugh out loud. I really don't know which. I made a video about not liking, because there was a spoiler video I did about not liking spoilers and like this is it. But I never posted that. I was gonna post it, but I was like, there's no way to do this without starting an argument with fans. But yeah, I don't know what video you're talking about. I don't think I ever posted that. But everyone knows. Listen, there should be no one in the spoiler community that has a problem with me not liking spoilers. That's utterly ridiculous, you know. So I honestly don't know what video you mean. Ronnie, do you think Dr. Jenner from season 1 has any relation to Kendall Jenner? Yeah, a lot. City Girls will be on the show this year. I don't know. Wait, do we have a... Yeah, I don't know if Sadiq's going to be on the show. Yeah, weed doesn't make you stupid. Stupid people smoking weed gets more stupid. That's pretty much it. Do you think a zombie apocalypse could happen in real life? No, not at all. If you could add something in The Walking Dead to make the story better, what would you add? Add snow. I was talking about fake reaction video. Laugh out loud. Oh yeah, yeah. I stand by that 100%. You know, I'm so sick of apologizing for that. Listen, I did something badass, whether you like it or not, that the internet blew up where other forums were going ass to mouth insane because of it. How people cannot finally say, and no, the only thing I stand behind is I'm sorry that people were arguing with each other. I thought I would take the full brunt of that. Like if anyone was pissed at me, I would take that alone. The only thing I feel bad for is that some fans argued with other fans and then it started a whole big to-do. That's the only thing I feel bad about is the fans who go, oh, you know, Ronnie wouldn't fake or lie or yada, yada, yada. Which, again, it's that complex area where it's a skit. It's a skit. So how can I come out and say I lied? You know, it's a skit. But if you want to call it a lie, a fake, it's supposed to be, you know. But it did what it was supposed to do. And if people still don't like it, and after what, over a year, I could care less. I could honestly care less. The fake reaction video, fuck yeah, I loved it. The internet blew up. This channel blew up. Forums blew up, and AMC, what, an hour or two after I released that, AMC released their own shit, and no one's yelling at AMC. AMC did the same shit I did. No one is yelling at AMC. No one's mad at AMC, and no one's still holding a grudge for however long. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here with that bullshit. Jake Therian, tweet, Matt Family, it's a birdie. Love the vids, Ron. Thank you. Thank you very much for the super chat support. I really appreciate that. I didn't cry at all at Glenn's death. I got worried for a second. I thought I was a psychopath. Then I realized I'm just not a fucking pussy. I like that. Ronnie, did you at least like Freddy's intro on Freddy vs. Jason, where it showed flashbacks from the Freddy movie? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. No. I didn't like anything at all. How they looked, I liked. Everything else, I hated it. Downright hated it. I kept catching on fire when I drank. Had to give it up. Nice. Would The Walking Dead get more views if it was on HBO? I don't think so. It's pretty big. I think it would be as big. It's hard to rate views for HBO. As far as I know, they don't release information like that. Have you ever read the newer Walking Dead novels? Would you like the novel based on the origins of the Whispers? No, not unless a different writer does it. And I think the writer did a fantastic job, fantastic enough to continue doing it. But his writing style is something that I just can't tolerate anymore. It's too wordy. What I mean by that is there's like a paragraph describing what soggy grass feels like when you step on it. And the only other thing that frustrated me to the point where I just had to stop reading was every time the governor's doing something interesting, you know, he's got Michonne locked up and there's some interesting, nasty shit going on. Let's go watch Lily train some idiot kid how to do target practice, and oh look, he fell down, oh he shot himself, or no, he stabbed himself. Oh my god, was there ever a moment where I wanted to throw a book through a window because I thought the writer was trolling my ass? It was that book, the one where, if you ever read it, Lily and her boyfriend, whoever the hell he was, were doing the most uninteresting shit, while the most interesting shit was happening nowhere near where the writer wanted to go. Ugh. Alright, we should be shutting this down soon. Let me see what time it is. Oh shit, we're already way past an hour and a half. Let's scroll through a couple more and we'll shut her down. Oh, Smack, I got a shout out. Yes, you did, buddy. That's what the super chat is for. Shout you the fuck out. Do you think ammo should be a much bigger issue on The Walking Dead? Yes. Even Eugene making it in demand. Yes, I think it should be brought up more. I was more upset about Abraham and Glenn. We all knew Glenn was toast, but Kirkman honey dicked us with that. I regret killing Abraham. Comment, bastard he. Yeah, I think Sadiq will be in season 8. I think that's almost definite at this point. You really fooled me with the reaction video. You did, but I laughed when you said it was fake. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Even if you hated it, like, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But if you still are telling me now you're pissed about it back then, like, I disagree. Like, holy fuck, get over it. But if you hated it then, that's cool. You know, I knew there would be some people who didn't hate it, but I think it's been long enough where we could be honest about. Let's be honest about why you hated it. Because my inbox and I can only go by with what I see. My email was flooded with people asking for the spoiler, and I answered them all and said, at first, because there was hundreds and hundreds. I've never gotten this many emails at once. And I told them all, oh, it's not. It's a skit. It's fake. It's just a drum up hype. Every single person was pissed because I didn't have the spoiler. Still to this day, I get a handful of people saying like, oh, that's a dick move where you said you had a spoiler, but you really didn't. I was so excited to see that spoiler. And it's like, no, bro, that's not why I did it. It was a reaction video. People took that fake reaction video way too serious. You faked me out too. I'm not torn up about it. But again, keep in mind, the people who got into other arguments with other fans, that's the people where I'm like, man, I feel bad. I thought people would just, you know, throw hate at me and then get over it after a while. I didn't know people were going to argue amongst each other. I feel bad about that, sure. So anymore now, if I ever do a trolling video, I'm going to hide it somewhere in it, but I'm not going to stop. Like that fake reaction video, I'm not... If I ever come up with an idea where I'm like, oh my God, this will be explosive, I'm not doing it just for fear of people getting mad. But the only thing I am going to do is I'm going to hide skit in the video somewhere. I'm going to hide it real good, because the only thing that legitimately pissed me off is I got a handful of comments where people were like, oh, you only made that follow-up video just because you got caught. And I was like, I didn't get caught. What are you talking? And that's the world we live in on the internet, where if you come out to explain anything, people immediately, or a little group of people immediately go, oh, you got caught, so you had to explain something. And I had to tell them, like, bro, watch the video again. You didn't get caught. No one got caught. What are you talking about? Anyway, Q&A Ronnie. No way he weighs one. Yeah, I don't know what he weighs. I really don't know what he weighs. Ronnie made me laugh. Had 26 million views for season 7 finale. Listen, you give me a link, you show me some proof, and I'll dig into that, because I definitely want to see. I definitely want to see what the views have. That vid was funny as fuck. I thought it was funny. Is someone forgetting to click the like button? Who knew you were joking, dude? I knew. I knew the second I seen Ronnie cried, he was doing fake out. Because the video right before that, Ronnie stated, I never cry. I'm pretty good with that. Listen, the only stuff that, and this is rough too, because people legit cry, you know, and when I say like, oh, that made me cry, I legit mean, like, I welled up a little, like something got, I think for the Maggie scene, it welled up enough where I think a tear actually ran down, like something ran down, but I don't mean like I was like, ah. I don't know if anything on TV could ever get me to just go nuts. I know stuff ever since I became a father, stuff with kids, I don't like watching it. Like the one guy who the end of Blow, that movie Blow, I don't like watching the end of that because it's just sad as hell. All right. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Mythos? Have you seen The Last of Us cutscenes with directors' commentaries? I don't think so. I'm going to have to go looking for that. Google hasn't added Fear episode yet, but was just on your page via YouTube on my The Walking Dead one. Link your page, your like channels. Wait. Say link your new page to your like channels. That should already be done. Wait. Link your... Yeah, I'll double check. I already linked the... Are you talking about the featured? Because I have them linked in the descriptions. I have the channel in the featured. I will go look to make sure there's no mistakes. But thank you for bringing that up, because I did that today. I put the featured videos in. Or featured channels. If you could bring back a character, who would you bring back? No one. I used to answer these questions, but it's impossible. I can't bring back a character unless you rewrite the whole story. So leave them all dead. But if I could, Travis, if we're talking about Fear, I do not think you have said who you want to do a crossover. I don't want anyone. One day I'll probably pick someone, but I don't want anyone to do a crossover. Ronnie, when you say you are a concept fan of Freddy and Jason, what is that you exactly like? What do you think of the stories actually matter? Wait, and do you think the stories actually matter? No, the stories are all trash for Freddy and Jason. I mean, I'm a concept fan because I like the idea of Camp Crystal Lake, the counselors, the mom, some variation of that. the killer, growing up in the woods, the mask, maybe even being a deformed face. I love the concepts. The machete, just wants to go around, kill, just messed up and demented. Yeah, on Ronnie Hayes tomorrow, I'm gonna post a Map Makes Friday the 13th, like a reboot. I'm gonna discuss a little bit about the script I wrote. I wrote a legit screenplay that actually won in the finales, It made it to the finals of a screenplay competition, an actual legit competition too. And it needs a solid polish, but there's some shit in here where it's like damn, some cool shit. But again, some fans might not like it because I do change some stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a fan of the concept, like Freddy Krueger with the glove, the burnt face, the outfit, the look. I'm a concept of that. But the actual story, I think they're all dumb. Pretty much all of them. Ronnie, to be honest, this was a Walking Dead worthy finale. Yeah, sure, it was good. I said it was good. That Fear finale was BS. Right under that. Ronnie, why do people gotta be pussies? I thought it was a fun bit of over-dramatic reaction. I don't know. Listen, and I say it again. The people who argued amongst each other, I get it. I see why they're mad because of, sparking that. That really was not my intention. But people who are mad because I didn't have a legitimate spoiler for them, I just disagree with that wholeheartedly. That's ridiculous. Because even if I did have the spoiler, I wouldn't give it to you anyway. Do you understand how much production stuff was sent to me about Fear the Walking Dead? And it's one of the biggest reasons why. Like, people on the production videotaped a shit ton of shit and sent it to me. And that's one of the main reasons I didn't do any prediction video. Go back and look. I didn't do any prediction videos for this season, and I did less for season 2 because people on the production were sending me footage. I remember the first footage I got was of them walking with the plane crash, like legit on the set when the people are falling, when they got and they're on the set just filming it, so it's an open thing. It's not like a secret filming thing. And I didn't show it. I didn't give anyone the footage. I politely told the person, stop sending me footage. I'm not whoop-de-whoop. I didn't share that with anybody. I wouldn't. I like The Walking Dead. And I think releasing inside footage like that hurts the show more than it helps the show. So even if I had a legit spoiler, I wouldn't release it. I just wouldn't. I'm gonna lie again. If you were saying you were gonna lie again, how could we trust you? Well, you have to look at it. It's a skit. If you're calling a skit a lie, then whatever. You just don't. And this I understand. This I get it. Where do you draw the line between doing a skit and when it's not a skit? Like Physical Gamers just did a skit, and you know it's a skit because he's wearing a wig. He's got his arm cut off. Like, he doesn't have to tell you it's a skit because it's so obvious. But if I do a skit where it's not obvious at all, it looks real, and you believe it to be real, at what point do you have to say it's a skit? If it looks real, if you present it to be like a real thing, then obviously whatever. But the argument to that is I've never made a video like that. I've never made a video about spoilers. I never made a video in that style. Even the camera angle was different. I made a point to push the camera forward. I was originally recording something totally different about a discussion video, not even Walking Dead related. I moved the camera and everything, and that opens up a conversation about what's acceptable and when do you have to say, okay, this is a skit. Because keep in mind, I would have refused to tell you it was a skit back then because then it takes it all away. Imagine trying to trick you, to shock you, right? And tell you I'm doing it. This is a skit, guys. I just saw this thing. It was so sad. You would be like, look at Ronnie. Look at you fake crying, you stupid prick. Because you know it's fake. At least if you do it and you don't know it's fake, it could be true. Oh my God, what's going on? Maybe he got me. I don't know. Maybe he's telling the truth. Anyway, where are we at here? Has your subscriber count stalled? Seems it has been a while since you reached the 100 goal. It went back and it has lingered around the 100 mark. I was curious about that, and I went and checked out Trez Chan because he's got a big channel. And I think like 6 months ago, he was on 225, and he's still on 225. So I think it was universal. A lot of channels I heard of just hit a hard moment. The channel got up to 111 close to 112 a few months ago, and it lost like 3 or 4,000 in the YouTube purge. And then after that, it lost again. I built it back up to 11,000. It lost it again down to like 109 or 110. And it's been that way for a minute. You know, we'll get up to 112,000. Watch. Give me, you know, next week. Watch where it's at, and then we'll come back in 2 weeks, and it'll probably drop down to 108, 107. You know, if you're saying you're gonna, oh yeah, I ugly cry after Viserion died and got, oh yeah, the dragon. The dragon didn't bother me none, but I get what you mean though. I thought the skit was good. Thank you very much. Hey Ronnie, have you seen Death Stranding? Yeah, the preview. I don't know what to make of it though. It looks, you know, why does it look good? Let's discuss this shit. That's not the game you're gonna play. It's a friggin' cutscene. Does it look good? Yeah, it looks good. But you don't play that, you know? So for me, I don't know if it looks good or if it looks like shit. The cutscene, the preview looked good, you know? But I care about what I'm gonna play. So I agree with you. The preview was so good, I'm real curious about it. But I would never say it looks dope because we didn't see any gameplay yet. Unless they released gameplay and I didn't know about it yet. Then if gameplay looks like that, then I'll say it's dope, definitely. Charmander, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate the support. Wait. Yeah, Troy was in that. The Memoriam, he was in that. Ronnie, did you like Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003? The one from 2006? Yeah. I don't remember. I really don't remember. I know there was one of the remakes, reboots, or sequels. There was one that I actually liked. It might have been like The New Beginning or something like that. There was one of them that I liked. I don't think it was the original reboot, but maybe the sequel after that. There was one of them. The one where the cousin came and then they made the Texas Chainsaw the hero and she was like, go get him. That was so stupid. Ronnie, you hate clickbait and then yet you made a phony video to get hits, Ronnie. Well, yeah. Yes and no. See, wait, hold on. You hate clickbait and Trev, and yet, well, I never said I hate Trev, so I don't know why you're throwing that in there. I disagreed with one thing. I don't have any problems with Trevor. I don't know why people keep saying this. I disagree with one thing the dude does because I won't close my mouth, even if I sound like a dick for it. I disagree with him titling all his videos the same thing, so that way when you search up a review, 10 of his videos come up. I disagree with it. Not for me. I don't give a fuck. My videos show up in the search results. I disagree because there's fucking 100 other Walking Dead channels out there. How are they going to get any clicks if, you know, two of some of the biggest Walking Dead channels, you know, fill up the whole feed? It's just not fair for them. I don't have a problem with it. I get on the search results. But for them, and they're the ones who brought it to my attention, smaller channels with like 100,000 to 10,000 to 20,000, they're the ones who brought it to my attention about it being an issue for season 6 and 7, I believe. I didn't notice it in 6, but they brought it to my attention in 7. I don't have a problem with Trev. I said that one thing that I wish he would change for their sake. If he does or not, I don't care. You know, he can, he can't. As far as the phony video to get hits, sure, why not? You know, if that's what you want to call it, sure. It was a hype video, you know? A hype video. I wanted to build hype for the whatchamacallit. If we do a video, no matter what it is, to build hype, or we do a video where it's this big theory, I know it's going to get hits, isn't that the same shit? You know what I mean? At least it's not, and again, clickbait, yeah, I defended on that. I'm doing what you read in the title, that's what it is. It's me reacting to this spoiler, yada yada. You're getting what you paid for. You're getting what you watched, you know? You might not know it's a skit, I give you that. But when you do clickbait, for example, comicbook.com does it all the time. All the time. Recently they said, look, this Fear Walking Dead star just got a new TV show, and they show a picture of Alicia, and then in the corner the black chick, Discount Michonne, And then when you click on the article, it's not about Alicia. They clickbaited the shit out of you. It's about the new edition. It's not about the Fear the Walking Dead star. The girl's not a star. She was only in there for 1.5 episodes. That is clickbait because they knew they set you up because you wanted to see what show Alicia got onto. That is completely different in my eyes. And if you don't agree with that, that's fine. Future channels is still just Skybound. Looking at it right now. I won't miss out. Viewers, flub. I'll check that out. It might have not saved for some reason, but I'll thank you very much for checking that out for me. I'll do that as soon as we're off here. Yeah, damn, these go long. I really don't mean for these to go that long. What do you think Trev has so many more subs than you? Well, he's been doing this for 8 years. If he didn't have more subs than me, then, you know, something would be wrong in the world. Yeah, so I would say that, you know. I think feel bad because I was kind of crushed on his ass. Where'd it go? Where we got? Why was Nick not mad at Troy? Yeah, that's a tricky one. You would think they would have. You would think they would have. You would think they would have problems, definitely. Absolutely. Both ways. Unless Troy is just like, oh, I don't care that he killed his dad. Which he probably doesn't, but... Everybody take a look at the body that floated in Madison as she crawls out of the water. That big old body reminds me of a prop from season 1, episode 1 last year. Oh, what do we got here? Discount Michonne. I want to see Jared from The Saviors get annihilated. Reward the audience. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Do you like Troy, and what did you think of Troy's death? Yeah, maybe you're coming to this late. No, I didn't like Troy, and I hated his death. I thought Troy was an interesting guy, but I wanted him to die anyway. Yeah, I don't like the shaky camera. I think shaky cam is good when it's utilized good, but not in all the time. I don't know. I didn't watch Star Trek. I don't. Maybe you weren't talking to me, but I didn't like Star Trek. Not at all. Ronnie, do you think that Madison had a near-death experience? She will change, become leader, less cold leader. She could have. It's possible they might play it out that way. It's set up so if they wanted to, yeah, I agree. They could do that. Do you think they could bring the governor to Fear the... No way in hell. Again, it's about time. He has to set up what they have, and he can't do that if he's over on the West Coast. Ronnie, will there be a crossover? They said they would, so it's definitely. I know you don't want it, but if a gun held to your head by AMC, who do you pick? I'd pick no one and let them shoot me in the head. I'd probably pick Nick or somebody. Alicia or Nick or Daniel to go over to The Walking Dead. Anyone to come from The Walking Dead into Fear the Walking Dead. This is the hardest one because the timeline's so important. I can't answer that. I don't want anyone going into the Fear the Walking Dead because the timeline's so jacked up. If anything, maybe Lily made it out alive and she found her way over to Lily. That's my pick. I don't have anyone else because I don't care about Morales' character. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't care about Abraham showing up in 2 episodes only if it was like, let's watch Michael Cutlets because he's very charismatic. But as far as Abraham showing up, I don't care because it's so restricted. He's only going to have a couple episodes and then he's got a jet, you know? I don't know. It's rough. Death Stranding is dope because Kojima is dope. He'll make it a dope game. I believe, I mean, I support it, you know what I'm saying? But there's people I love that made shitty shit. You know, it happens. I do like a lot of his work. I'll tell you, I'm thinking it's going to be something I'll love a lot more than I'm thinking it's going to be something I won't love. I can agree there. They also use shaky camera during sex scenes, yeah. I just got here, so I don't know your overall thoughts. Oh, hells no. I'm not going to repeat them. I'm kidding. You love this season of Fear from start to finish. It was fire. Nice. Hey, Ronnie, do you think it's safe to say Fear is the story about the Clark family, so they won't ever get killed? Yes, but I think it's possible for at least one more to get killed, you know? It's definitely possible for one more to get killed. I'm trying to think. Who would it be, though? I'd say Madison. Keep the two kids. That's a rough one because they're making it kind of seem like Madison might be a figure that's going to stay, which is surprising. Who the heck is Lily, Tara's sister? Will they sacrifice Beta's appearance to make a physical fight with Jeffrey seem more realistic? I hope not. They better not. They don't need it to be more realistic. As long as he fights better and gets the upper hand, they could do something, you know? Abraham was in Texas, and they mentioned Houston. Yeah, but here's the thing. That guy didn't take Alicia. I wrote Houston down because if he did take Alicia, they might be able to do that. But he left on his own. He didn't take her, so now I don't know. Do you watch Fuller House? No. Just kidding. Real question. Do you prefer the Fear the Walking Dead intro with its original music or just blended with the current episode's music? It depends. There's times where I really love it when they go into the atmospheric music, but they've also done that on times where I just thought it was dumb. It didn't fit. So I think my preferred choice is the theme, you know. However, there's a few different times where something happened and they had this atmospheric music, and I thought that fit nicely. So, yeah, I think that's fine. Ronnie, they can't put the Governor of Fear because he was the one that saved Merle when he lost his hand. Very true, very true. How do you feel that Kirkman is going to be heavily involved in Telltale The Walking Dead final season? Also, will you do a live reaction to The Last of Us 2 gameplay at PXU? Yeah, we'll do live reactions to that stuff and the new trailers and stuff. What are your future plans for Doomsday Kingdom? Releasing the comic. Right now, that's the only plan. We can't focus on anything else because it's just a distraction. We have the comics. Our goal right now is every other month, except for issue 2 and 3. We're trying to release together, hopefully. Let's see. Yeah, we're past 2 hours now. We really got to shut it down. Plus, it's 1:30 in the morning. Let's get a couple questions in here. Do you think it's retarded that all side characters die, even when they are more interesting than the Clarks? Yes, I do. Ronnie, do you like Grand Theft Auto? I personally loved Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Yes and no. Yes, I love the open world, and I've loved it since the very first one I played, right? It was like Grand Theft Auto 3 or something. I say no because I get bored so fast. So fast. And it's because I always find when I get pitted against a timed mission when you're in the car and it's like, oh, you got 5 minutes to get over here, or take this car and go to the chop shop. If they had a Grand Theft Auto without any of that stupid shit, I'd probably play it right on through. I wouldn't even stop. But I can't stand that time shit. You have to go to here super fast, but don't scratch your car. It's a waste of my time, and I won't. I refuse to play it. So I love it, but I can never play it because I hate that one aspect so much. The hate for that actually trumps all enjoyment I get out of the rest of the game. Plus, it comes up so much. I hated the Christmas part too. I actually skipped over it. Yeah, that was rough. Do you think anyone in the last part won't come back in Fear as far as people left in the air? I think they might. There's a chance. There's a chance the new showrunners could leave some people out there, you know? Do you think Fear is sinking, has one last chance they could bring Kirkman in to write? You know, at this point in time, I don't think it would be Kirkman definitely who could revive it solely. You know, you need the writer's room, especially with all the planning, prepping, and what they got going on, because it's not just simply, you know, let's write a few good episodes. You got to write the entire season, you know, have it flow in a certain way and also catapult itself and deal with all the different characters. I think that's the most stressful thing, and I think that's why Fear the Walking Dead splits the characters up a lot. Think about it. There's no place for Alicia at the dam. No real place. She would just be wandering around. So they have her do the side mission where she gets sidetracked. Then she meets up with Discount Michonne. Discount Michonne gets hurt. She finds her way back to the marketplace. And then she, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and this is a criticism I forgot to talk about, they're missing a scene. She was hurt with the girl, and then all of a sudden she's a nurse, you know? And now she's roped in with the Proctor John. It really felt like at the end of it, that Alicia leaving and all that circle jerk was an absolute waste of time. But it got the job done, story-wise. So, yeah. I think I forgot what that question was. Ronnie, have you ever seen Shameless on Showtime? No, a lot of people talk about it though, but I hated to dream stuff in fear. What time do you normally stream? The show is on where I live. The show is still on where I live. I stream right after it, so half an hour, give or take. So, you know, this was a 2-hour episode, so half an hour after it ended. Normally, if it's 9 to 10, around 10:30 for the regular show. But again, if it's 5 minutes longer, you know, you got to factor that into it a little bit here and there. Great content, Ronnie. How old are you? I'm sorry. How are you? I'm doing good. Getting tired, though. My eyes are getting a little heavy. How's life going? Looking forward to The Walking Dead, as we all are. Gotta go. Great stream. Thank you very much. We're actually shutting it down now, so get in the last couple questions if you want. Last, like, immediately, because we're going to shut this down right now. I'm just going to go through the super chats right over here. Let me see. We got... and then I'll scroll back over and see if we got any last questions. Alan Hannigan, thanks for the super chat. Dylan Voorhees, Frederick Gassaway, did I say that right? Wisdom Fail, Ika, and Melanie Grimes. Alan Hannigan again, and Jake Therian, did I say that last name wrong? And this name I cannot say. Cthulhu Mythos. I hope I got that right. And Charmander. I hope I said that right, did I? Is Eugene as important? I consider him because of his knowledge. Your opinion, please? Yes, Aaron. I think Eugene is important. And I think Negan using him to get stuff done is going to prop Eugene up or force him in a way to tell Rick, you know what, I had enough. I want to be more useful. I want to build. I don't want to sit there with a machete and pretend I'm a tough guy and defend. You know, I want to do this and this and this. And I hope he grows because of that, you know, definitely. I think they left it open-ended so Gimple can creatively construct the story how he wants it. I see, again, this is the thing. I think Gimple is very busy, and I think he's probably going to be doing enough work with the Walking Dead original show. And the biggest thing, if they weren't changing the showrunners, I would agree with you. I would absolutely agree with you. But they're bringing in 2 new showrunners, which leads me to believe that there's not going to be any room for Gimple to come in and butt his nose in it. I think he's going to give some advice. Absolutely. Definitely 100%. But I really think they're going to let the showrunners handle a good chunk of it, you know? Good question, though. A Reptilian Queen. Ronnie, where's the baby? The baby's sleeping. Do you think we're going to get Old Man Rick with a cane? I hope not. If it's a dream or hallucination, no cane. If it's not and it's really a fast forward, then yeah, we're probably going to get a cane, you know? Listen, that's pretty much it, though. My eyes are burning. Thank you guys very much for coming out for 2 hours and hanging out with me, though. This has been fantastic. Next week, we have The Walking Dead Season 8 premieres coming on at 9. I believe it's... Did I say it wrong? Hold on. The Walking Dead Season 8 premiere is on at 9 Eastern Standard Time. I believe it's, 5 minutes longer than normal? I try to get it up so it'll be over around 10 o'clock normally, maybe 10:05. I try to get this up within the half an hour after that. So expect, I'm going to try to have everything prepped so that way as soon as it's over, 10 minutes later we're going live. I'm going to make the thumbnail ahead of time early and get that done. And then we're good to rock and roll. So 10 minutes after it goes off, be here. Even before that, I just posted a Q&A video. And literally like 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. Check that out. Add some Q&As to it. We might get some fresh Q&As for the review. And then we'll try to get one in, like a Q&A discussion. We'll try to get one done once a week at the very least, unless there's a lot of stuff popping off and then we'll bang some out, definitely. But you guys can stay in chit chat. I know the chat usually goes for a little while after I'm bouncing. So thanks everyone for coming out. I really appreciate the support. And if I forget anything, I feel like I'm forgetting something. If I forget anything, we'll do a follow-up video. So have a good night. Fear the Walking Dead's over. Thank God. I'm teasing. It's not that bad. Yes, it is. Good night.